Okay, now we are in Excel 2, and what we're going to be doing with this particular Roadrunner Online is we're going to take a spreadsheet and we are going to format it so that it looks better, so that it's easier for somebody to read. So I've already downloaded the instructions. I'm going to download the starter file. And now I will open up the starter file. It will open up in protected view, so I need to enable editing. I need to go to File and do a Save As. I'm going to browse and find my documents in my computer class folder. And I'm going to get rid of starter file and type in my last name and save. The other thing I need to remember to do is go back to File, and in the Backstage view or the Info view, go to Properties, Advanced Properties, and make sure that the author's name is changed as well. Click OK. And now we're going to go back, and we are ready to start working on the project steps. The first one is we want to go to the bin worksheet and change the name of the worksheet to bin list. Down at the bottom of the worksheet page where you see bin, we're going to double click on that and then just type in bin list and enter. And that's going to change that so we have more of a descriptive name. Up here in our bin list, we want to bottom align the contents of the range C3 to C13. So first we have to select that range. So I'm going to make C3 my active cell, make sure my cursor looks like the white plus sign, and drag it down to B13. Up here in the alignment section, here is my bottom align. So I'm just going to select bottom align. Now everything matches as far as being aligned to the bottom of the cell. We want to apply outside borders to the range A1 to C13. First thing we need to do is select that range. We're going to go to A1, hold down with our left mouse key and drag down to A13 to select that whole range. In the font area, we have our borders. Click on that border icon, and I'm going to come down to the bottom to more borders. We want our border to be the line here, and we want the color to be blue-gray accent 3. So we've got blue-gray accent 3, and we want it an outline. We want it to go on everything. Then we're going to say OK. The date, we want it to be in what is referred to in Excel as a short date format. So make sure you have B15 selected. Up here in the number grouping on the Home tab, click on this little downward arrow by the number format and just come down here to short date, select that, and we've changed the formatting of our date. We want to now change the header, and in Excel, in order to change the header, you have to change your view to the page layout view. There's a couple of ways you can do that. You can come up here to the View tab, or down here in the bottom right corner, you can click on the page layout icon. We're going to come up here to our center section in our header and type in Warehouse Bins. Now, if I go back to the normal view, in Excel, you don't see the header and the footer. You will only see the header and the footer in a print preview or on the page layout view. We are now going to the inventory list. Make some changes here. We're going to go to cell A1, make that your active cell, and we're going to change that to Calibri Light. And this is the same way that we did it in Word, Calibri Light. We want it to be 20 point size. We want to change the font color to Indigo Text 2. And we want it to be bold. Then we want to merge and center A1 to I1. So the first thing we have to do is select the range A1 to I1, and then come up here to merge and center. Column B, we've noticed you can't see all of the text, so we're going to auto fit that. So I'm going to move my cursor up in between B and C until it changes and is a line with the horizontal arrow, and I'm just going to double click at that point, and that's going to auto fit my column to the longest display. A neat thing about Excel, especially if you have a huge worksheet, this is just a small one, is that we can find any duplicate entries very easily. So we're going to do that in range A5 to A16. So the first thing we have to do is select that range, A5 to A16. Then up here in the conditional formatting area on our home tab, you can go highlight cell rules, and we're going to come down here to duplicate values, and we want them highlighted with light red fill with dark red text. Click OK. And you can see we have two. So we're going to take this bottom one, and we're going to right click on it, and we're going to delete that row. Make sure you click on the number and right click on the number to select the row. Otherwise you're just going to delete the one cell. Now we want to know how many numbers we have in inventory. So we can use a formula or a function to do a count. So we're going to do a count in cell B3. So make cell B3 your active cell. Going to come up to the Formulas tab, and we're going to go to More Functions, and we're going to go Statistical. Scroll down to Count and this is going to bring us a box where we can put our function arguments in. So in value 1, we want to know in range B5 through B15, and so we would type that B5 colon B15, and we don't need anything in value 2. We're just going to say OK, and it's going to count all those items, so we know we have 11 inventory items. We're looking at our headings, and we notice that in F4 we can't see the whole thing. So we're going to do a little bit of change here. So the first thing we want to do is change the column width and make sure it's 9. So to do that, we're going to go on the Home tab, make sure F4 is your active cell, and come over here to Format, Column Width, and we're going to change this to 9. We still can't see everything, so we're going to wrap our text so that it goes on 2 lines. Come up here and click Wrap Text. Now you see Reorder Quantity, and we're happy with that. So we're going to leave that there. We're going to select A2 now to B3. We want to make this stand out a little bit more, so we're going to shade this area. So come up here to the shading, and we're going to shade it Aqua Accent 4, lighter 60%. Just want to make that stand out from the rest of the page. Now in A3, we've realized that it's got 3 decimal points. We only want 2. So we're going to come right up here into the number area, and we can decrease or increase our decimal points. We're just going to click the decrease once, so where it shows only 2 decimal places. We've decided we want our headings to be a little more standoutish, so we're going to select A4 through I4, and we're going to apply the accent 3 cell style. So up here on our Home tab, we have Cell Styles. We're going to come down here and select accent 3. In G5 to H15, this is a cost, but you can see we don't know that, but it's just a number. We want to add the accounting format, which is going to put a $sign in there for us. So up here in the number grouping, here's that $sign. This is actually represents the accounting number format. I'm going to select that, and it's going to put the $sign in there. So now you know that cost is in dollars. We've got our inventory value, and we want to know at a glance which one has the most inventory value. So we're going to use data bars. So up here in conditional formatting, first thing you need to do is select that range. And in conditional formatting, we're going to go to data bars, and we want to just select this blue data bar. So now you can see at a glance that this headlight has the most inventory value. In our reorder column, we have reorder. We've got a function, and we know that it's in here because when we click on reorder, up here you can see they've used the if function to show that they need to reorder it, but we want it to stand out even more. So we're going to highlight I5 through I15, come back up here to conditional formatting, highlighting cell rules, and we want to only highlight text that contains reorder, and we want to leave that with the light red fill and dark red text. And so now we've set that to reorder. We want to check the spelling. I just made it a habit whenever I check spelling to go to the top of the document. So I'm going to click in A1, go to Review, and do a spell check. And it's making this one suggestion for radiator. So I'm going to change all, and that is everything. So we're good to go on that. The last thing we need to do is this inventory list. We want to color it blue-gray accent 3. So I'm going to come down here to inventory list, right click on it, go up to tab color, come over here to blue-gray accent 3, and now I'm going to save my document, and I'm ready to submit it for grading.